ladies and gentlemen. I'm Jon. I will be back next year. Okay, so, Pershendetje. Thank you. Hello, I'm out of breath. We haven't started. That was a bit of me. I'll try to prove some of that rubbish here. This is a little taster, very tiny taster of my beer note, which I do to close out conferences. I loved the fact that essentially this lady came up on stage with me in Montenegro, and I was like, wow, I love to dance, I love attention. Then not only that, Fiore interviewed me for Business Mag Albania. This is already me feeling a little bit like I run TBC Global, which I'd already rebranded the Balkan Consultancy from my first time in your lovely region. But this is starting to get me to love you more until I met a not-so-nice man. There was a not-so-nice man from Albania. I previously liked him. He's a blogger. He comes to Spark Me. He's a bit of a freaking legend. Then he looked me in the eye and said, I'm the one last year that threw balls at you and knocked your glasses off. He finally had the balls to admit it, yeah? And then he was like, I'm taking it next level. We are having a jumping competition. Do you know the toothpick competition where you have to get like the littlest splash? Do you know this one? Yes? I won fair and square. Look at this physique. Look at the physique on that, yeah? But he has a certain viewpoint. His certain viewpoint is that he won, and I don't think someone with a mustache like that would be as aerodynamic, truthfully. Vaskin, can you back me up here? Can you finally admit in front of your peers that I won? What's that? Oh, exactly, just the beard, which is him trying to be a hipster. But the truth is, you've never grown up, young man. And you told me you're a great Instagrammer, and we were scrolling through your feed, and I ran across this, and I feel like you summarized a lot of what this conference has been about. There has been a lot of people saying we got to question things. There's been a lot of sites mentioned to help you come up with better questions to connect with your audiences. And I actually would like to propose to you, if you only remember one thing, that we need to find a way to come up with the truth and have some fun telling it. Here is my problem. I try to tell the truth about you folk. I travel all around the world singing the praises of the Balkan region. My American brethren just don't get it. The only way I can explain to them in a language that they understand the magic of you people is by contextual comparison. So what I've done is just given them a little something that they can kind of try to feed their egos. But believe it or not, Texas is not that large. That's just how large it is in their minds. This, if I could summarize the next 38 minutes, it would be with these three images. I hope that you will be willing to get messy with your clients, with your teams. Get all up in there, just like this kid is experiencing the joy and the time of his life. Just kind of getting up in the weeds of the things that makes him so happy. He's just like living and loving the Lego, yeah? Then, once you immerse yourself, you ask all the questions like Nadim said. You use tools like BuzzSumo, like Barbara said. Then I want you to look for those little magical bits. Those little magical bits are like, hey, wait a second, dragon. Can I have that piece of fruit? You know that could be an afro for a minifigure. Try to look at the world differently. And last but not least, I would love to assume, Milos and Goran, that you guys did this for your client, Fanta. Because I love, even if we don't like shopping malls, putting a little bit of fun to avoid people taking the stairs for Fanta, that kind of image exudes what I want to try to get you guys to have. We are going to have to realize that it's going to get messy. I got all intentions to wreck the stage, to kick these letters down one at a time, but I know you need to use them in Macedonia. I need to know where you're feeling on an energy level because I know you have not had alcohol. Are you feeling, you stopped me by clapping. Are you feeling really dead right now? Clap. Are you feeling happier, 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 happier? Perfect, perfect. So you're E. My goal is to get you to B by the end of this. I want you to spot the tension. Sometimes you have to find a moment of tension. You know, you guys were talking about like this setup and payoff. In this story of me almost like literally wrecking my balls on that chair leg, that was the moment of tension. Sometimes getting messy is dangerous. Sometimes you will like hurt yourself, okay? But you gotta be willing to take that risk. Now here we go. Let's get to some serious stuff. Those now say Raiffeisen Bank, but they used to have like tweets and things on them. I would like, just to prove that you were listening to Milos and Goran, I would like to request a special Instagram story this talk. I know you don't Instagram story all that much, potentially, but I've got tokens, and these tokens are worth beer, because I'm going to invite the few special people that interact with me during this talk, and I'm going to invite them by giving them a token and have them come up to me afterwards, and I'm going to tell them where I'm going to go buy them beer at this little after party with the speakers. So I've got constant curiosity tokens I'll be giving away for people Instagram storying, and Milos and Goran are the judges. What's the hashtag again? AllWeb AL. So you start using it. I'd love for those screens to go back to where we can see if people are actually tweeting, if that is possible. But I do appreciate the sponsors as well. So here we go. Cash in coins for beer and fame. As I mentioned, that was Vaskin. Probably the most boring tweet that Instagram story he's ever sent. But I want to do better than this, and I want to sit here to you and say the problem I have and what I'm going to whistleblow on is brands who, like, my daughter's just turned 12. She's literally, even though she doesn't allow me to tuck her in anymore because she's like a preteen, she's literally never said these words: Daddy, instead of a story, can you read me some branded content? We are trying too hard, and we're not actually in the right space. The boys had lots of examples of people getting up in the grill of even teenagers, like that stupid ass example that you gave of like the emojis filling of the stadium. That was terrible, but incredibly relevant, and it worked for the people you were trying to reach, which I love. I love the fact that you knew your audience well enough to do that. This whole thing started for me with this book, and it basically allowed me to help brands be real time. The reason I do my beer notes and I try to summarize conferences at the end and actually sweat on people is because I love the buzz of trying to summarize what the hell just happened over the last few hours. This book is about helping brands behave brilliantly, not badly, in real time. It's now for Instagram. It used to be mainly Twitter. This is an example of it done brilliantly. I'm walking along Baker Street in London, and I'm feeling a bit peckish, hungry, and all of a sudden I'm like, chicken sounds nice. I'd been drinking, and I looked on the door, and it was like, we've run out of chicken. How can you be KFC and run out of C? It's almost like a technical impossibility. It was almost like Neil's thing about like having a guy with a shirt and a T-shirt of him on a T-shirt of him on a T-shirt of him. It just like did my head in. And here we go. This was their response. FCK, we messed up. FCK it. Sorry. We're sorry we ran out of chicken. This one, I lead all the happy hour training for the Cannes Lions International Festival of Creativity, and this one, like gangbusters. When I was doing my beer note, I was just mostly talking chicken. Same colors, different message. For my last 20 years, for my sins, I've basically become a man in England. And I love football, and England were generally pretty rubbish at it. So some brand had a bright idea of, hey, why don't we keep our fans dry? We're going to keep our fans dry, but we're going to wander. When they're drowning their sorrows, going from pub to pub to pub, we'll just create a wearable flag. For my first Constant Curiosity Award, I would like someone to point out, are there any designers in the room? Can someone point out why this could be a possible The Ku Klux Klan, you dirty mind, you dirty, dirty mind, Nedim. That's exactly what was wrong with that. My book created a whole litany of these, which I've now gathered in something called the Brand Trolls Against Humanity. Are any of you classified as horrible people? Anyone? Goran knew that, Milos knew that. Tell me some other new people. Has anyone ever played the game Cards Against Humanity? Yes, good. Okay, so I've created the brand version of that, and I love it, and I'm sorry that brands keep behaving badly to give me more, because what they do is they like, wait, we just have to engage with people, but we'd rather just do what we want. Well, creating engaging content, that's why we're here in this room. That's what I want to help you do. I want to help you use your brains more than your cash. I venture to say that, like me and some of the brands I work with, you don't have tons of cash, but you do have some smarts up there, and I've sensed it from the conversations I've had with you guys. I would love for us to realize, hey, listen, time, we don't have enough of it. You know, I've never said, oh, give me less time, I don't need all that time. Resources, we don't have enough, but this is where, this little creative confidence bad boy, and I think creative confidence is a bad term for it. I think it's a little bit like my strategy showing. I would say what I would like to propose to you is that we get a little bit of what I call Del Boy. Does anybody know what Del Boy means? Okay, and anyone besides Nedim? Essentially, I want to propose to you the Del Boy Guide to Content Marketing. I would think, if you know Only Fools and Horses, anyone? Yes, generally? Okay, cool. We're gonna have to be a little scrappy, a little clever. We're gonna have to cut corners. We're gonna have to find some hacks, some little ways round. And I found a little way round with a British lady, and she allowed me to marry her. But my prerequisite in my prenuptial was I had to go to the wedding in a 3-wheeled car like Del Boy. That's me. That was the last time I was seen in that car. But essentially, I was curious. I satisfied my curiosity. It didn't work out for me in that one instance. She was not happy about that, riding in a white dress in that car. But I want us to get into A, more fire analogies, and B, understand what curiosity is. You think you know what curiosity is, but I would say a lot of the examples of appealing to young people like Milos and Goran, that I would say it can come across as superficial, aimless, and impulsive. And what I would like for us to have some tips today is move away from clickbait. Like, look at this. This girl didn't know what's inside her, not until they cut her pants. Shocking. What do you think was inside her for another curiosity coin? Someone in the back, yell what you think was inside her. Anybody guess? Thank you very much. It was a baby. What kind of ridiculous, do you mind coming up and get this? Or I'll pass it. Goran is my lovely assistant. I'll pass that. I do literally want you guys who've got coins to come up, and I'm going to buy you a beer tonight. This is not the kind of thing we want. This is empty and shallow. Baby ducks see water for the first time. Can you believe what they do next? Someone shout it out. Who said it over there? Okay, there we go. They literally did exactly what you just said. They drunk. They were doing some swim. They got in, basically. So yeah, here I'm picking the right one for you. Okay, I'm gonna set this here. You come and get it. I don't want to waste my time. This is the kind of thing I want us to get to. I want us to, once in our careers, and maybe in the next 6 months, to do something that, quote unquote, nourishes the soul, something a little bit deeper, and I'm going to show you some examples of what I mean, because you're thinking that's a little cheesy, John, stop it. But how could our efforts in content marketing nourish the soul? How could it go a little bit deeper in this quest for knowledge and understanding? And I would like to explain how to do that with my own clickbait headline. Here's my own clickbait headline. I hope you're ready for it. Constant Curiosity explained in hamster, dog, fish, and Kardashian language. Have you already seen this? Okay, good, because I made it up. So, essentially, we're like hamsters. We're like on our phones flicking and like looking for all the information, and we're just like never satisfied. We can't ever have enough information. We can't make decisions. And then we pull what I call a Kardashian. Like, we think that just having a slight little angle twist is going to make all the difference, but you actually end up looking like an idiot. And what we really need to do, and what I'd like to help you do, is have a pregnant pause for the clicker not working. Hold the phone. Okay, it skipped that. Hold on. Okay, anyway, I want us to help looking around the topic. I want us to do this. I want us to basically look all the way around the topic. My GIF is not playing, which is very annoying after a long day. There it is. Better late than never. We've got to totally look around, and I'm going to give you some practical tips on how to look around. I mean, Nedim uses Answer the Public. Barbara uses BuzzSumo. I'm going to use a couple of different tools to look all the way around the problem and see it from a different perspective. This is what I basically do. I start with my curiosity. I do all up in the use of those tools that the other guys mentioned, and I come up with a firecracker question. I would love to explain that if you'll allow me to. What the firecracker question is, how can we create, to go with the fire analogies, how can we create this spark? Like you guys, sorry to pick on you again, but like that Tiger Woods thing, other than Darko's racist comment, that was like really a spark. Like, I won't forget that. I won't forget the way they used Instagram stories. In fact, it inspired me, and you'll see some inspiration later. And then I'm a true fan of Nike for that bold move with Tiger Woods. This is what I'm going to take you through. Asking better questions, applying imagination to those questions, then, crucially, see if I can hit it, seeing if it actually checks out with the fans, the people you're trying to reach, and then the most fun thing is having a beer and testing it out right there. Amazing. So, questions. How many of you, I'm coming into the crowd now. How many of you have a 3 to 5-year-old? I need to know by hands. Thousands. Okay. How many questions does your 3 to 5-year-old ask on a daily basis? Okay. Do you have a number?
A lot.
A lot. Anyone have a number back here? How many? 100, Alessandro, thank you. Anyone higher? 100 going once. 105, 110, anyone higher? No? Alejandro, you get the coin. You're wrong. But I still like you. It's 73 is the average, but who believes the Daily Telegraph anyway? Here's the most important question I can answer as a football fan. As a football fan, you've got like the glory boy, who basically is just like, I'm in it for the looks. That's Ronaldo. And then you got Messi. Who is the best? This is an important question. Does anybody have an opinion on this? Is it Ronaldo? Thank you. Thank you so much. Just because you're the first person I heard, I'm going to flip you a coin. I'm sorry if you can pick that up, my bad. This is a creative way to answer that question. I love the fact that there's someone in London. This is one of my constant curiosity brands. They're called Hubbub. They go around and do little installations. This would cost you nothing. Well, not very much at least. They do a little installation, and this actually helps the environment, because cigarette fag butts, or whatever you call them, are like bad, so you should put them away. And obviously, this one is a wrong result for me, but nevertheless, it's a creative way. Now, I've got another one that I freaking love. I'm just like, I need a popsicle. If anyone has a popsicle for me now, throat's a little bit parched. If you're a crap hotel, how do you get people to look away from the fact that you're a crap hotel, and how do you get to be an amazing hotel? I would say you think out of the box, like Ramp T-shirts did with the personal email, etc. I would say this is a creative solution, a creative way to answer this question. You get people by the pool, and you have this phone. And this phone, when you pick up the phone, hello? I'd like a popsicle, and I want it by the pool. And only that, I want it in like a silver platter and white glove service. This is very, very talkable, and it's just a simple little thing that anyone could have done. This is Del Boy thinking for me. A popsicle hotline out by the pool. Like the freaking Four Seasons and W Hotel in Los Angeles don't get ratings like the Magic Castle does because of the popsicle hotline, and wait for it when the clicker wants to work. Just do a behind the back thing, which is probably better. Frickin' A. Did you see that move? That was a boomerang time. Anyway, Crap hotel, popsicle hotline, wait for it. Look at this. Look at this. Like, unbelievable, 3,300 reviews, but look, the travelers most talked about, popsicle hotline ain't even number one. It's free snacks. So that's just their gateway drug to get you in. Then they give you a ton of free snacks and wait for it. How many hotels do your laundry for free? I don't know of any. This one does. Do you know? No one. Yeah. I just think this is like Del Boy thinking. This doesn't cost that much, but it really is all about the people. And people need to feel loved, and people need to feel like they're going the extra mile. I dare you to Magic Castle it for your brand. Whatever agency you work with, whatever startup, if you can Magic Castle it, popsicle hotline the hell out of it, and then even come up with a better idea. So even though popsicle hotline is the best creative idea, we need to kind of step back and basically say, thank you, Goran and Milos, for doing your creative idea, but we also need to just do some freaking simple, easy wins like free snacks. That ain't creative, but that's effective. So I would say we need to do a little bit of both. And that's when you ask a lot of questions, you come up with imaginative and not so imaginative things that work. And again, this is what I call Barbara now. She's gone, but this is the site I use. This is what I call Nedim now. This is the site that he talked about. But then let's get up into some Google Trends to prove Messi is right. Let's also, you know what? Is anybody really willing to admit that they love the Sharknado franchise of Hollywood movie films? I said movie films, that makes sense. Has anyone ever seen a Sharknado film? Okay, well, this is what I would like for you to think when you have your brainstorm when you're back at the office. I would like for you to show this slide and just say, we want to come up with some Sharknado ideas. We want to come up with ideas that's so crap that you imagine like a Hollywood producer sitting there and like being like, how about sharks kind of coming out of a tornado? It's like the most stupid thing ever. But like you guys in your stupid little Fanta emoji thing, it worked. And I want us to fight the fear and be imaginative and come up with some absolute howlers, because like the boys proved, it sometimes worked. I want us to look at a thing of beef jerky and say, because you guys like your meat, if we look all around that beef jerky, we get a little dizzy, but then we also say, that just looks like a meat raisin. I can't look at a bit of jerky now without thinking that. There's other ways of looking at things differently. And how many of you used an empathy map to really get inside the head and walk around of your customers? Do you guys use empathy maps? Yes. The one hand that I'm pointing at you right there, do you mind coming up and getting a token? I'm just going to set it. I'm going to throw it at you. Oh, wow. There they go. Do you mind passing that to him? Sorry. I'm really good at my throws. And this is where the fun comes. I would love to talk to you guys about some of your actual problems over a pint tonight for the people who have tokens. That's where I come up with my best ideas. We do hackathons in pubs, and people are relaxed, and they come up with better ideas. It's called Pub Hack, believe it or not. It's a creative name. And this is it. This is after we come up with our great ideas in the pub tonight for a couple of you who may come and have had enough of being sweat upon. I would like for us to look at your idea and say, is it taking somebody into a new place? Is it brave? Is it taking a risk? Is it getting me to actually do something? I mean, what's the point of it? Is it motivating me towards a positive action? Does it make me like the brand? Like there were little bits of Fanta there and frickin' Nike and some of the, the little unicorn thing that made me like the brand, literally. And am I going to remember it like the Nike Instagram story of Tiger? And does it have an absolute cliffhanger, like sudden surprise at the end where you'll want to it jars your memory? And is it based on empathy and what the customer really wants? That's kind of that's one of the reasons we use balls. Some of you are going to get to vote with your balls as you see them lining the stage. But here's my problem. I think we're all getting so worried about our products that we're like locked in thinking, it doesn't have anything to do with the product, John. I'm sorry. I would like us to imagine the image. I would do it, but I'm a little too sweaty for this rug. But like imagine the image of that guy all up in the world of Lego. He was just all up in the world, not just the Lego, but he was just like living it. I want us to get all up into the world of our customer, not the world of our brand. I'm going to propose to you, I need I need people to catch. I need all of my front row people, sorry, you've been disqualified, to get a ball. And I need you to throw them at people who have their hands raised and want one. I need people to be engaged because you're going to get tokens and I'm going to buy beers. But do you see hands? And try to be like accurate and be honest if you didn't have your hand up and you got hit in the face, because that's just Goran because he's got a bad arm.
I'm terrible at this, man.
And Milos is a gamer. So that tells you how athletic he is. So all the balls gone? Okay, I need all the voters to stand up so I can see you. If you got a ball, you're officially a voter. Stand up. I would like for you guys to go with me on a flight of fancy. Oh, wow, look at all of us over here. I would like for you guys to go with me on a flight of fancy. I want us to do Goran and Milos and try to think, this is a brand that's doing something really silly, but they're trying their best to extend their world and the world of the customer, like the little emoji idea. Here are 3 brands that tried to please more people, and I want you to vote with what was the most out of order, the worst pivot, to use technical startup language, the worst pivot or the worst change of strategy. So here we go. Ketchup, tomato sauce, is normally what color? Thank you. Why did it need to become atomic green? This was one of the worst product extensions pivots that Heinz company has ever made. They did a little Sharknado, but they still exist. Hold on to your balls. You're not allowed to vote until you see all 3 choices, okay? Next one. I'm a bit of a manly guy. As you know, I'm a bit of a manly guy. Let's say Vascon's taking me on a biker's tour of Tirana tonight. Let's say when we're on our Harleys, we get a little sweaty, like sweatier than I am now, yeah? And let's say I'm like, Vascon, pull over to this veranda. I want you to try something new. I got a little bit of hot road for you. I got a little bit of male cologne. You can smell. He just said fuck off to me. Yeah. That was my favorite moment of this conference, Darko, wherever you are, Satsi, Gertie. Hot roads smell like the pavement that you've just been on. Think about that, voters. Voters, over here even. All voters, think about that. Now, your final piece de resistance on the worst curious pivot, let me paint a picture for you. Okay. There are people, yes, it's real. There are people in the world that were wearing marketing hats. They're literally putting on their marketing hats, and they said, oh my God, Dragon, what if people stop brushing their teeth? If they stop brushing their teeth, we're going to need to pivot. We're going to have to get into what if bad breath just is eradicated? Well, we're going to have to get into like frozen dinners, like Italian delicacies. Okay, that was a bit of a pivot. Here we go. I want you guys, balls in the air. I'm going to give you 3 chances. I'm gonna go in this order, from here to here to here. Are you ready? I want your instructions to throw, like we talked. Can you guys get on the slow-mo? I need phones out for Instagram. Is it slow-mo would be best, right, Goran? Okay. Come closer if you feel like you got no skills. Lady in the back, definitely come closer. I'm not making fun of your abilities. Come closer. I'm going to give you can vote on whichever you think is the worst. For as hard as you can at me. Green ketchup. Okay? Usually when I turn around, someone does a sneak attack, but that's fair. You're saving yourself. Smelling like Vascon's armpits after our manly ride around Tirana, hot road. Okay, you missed from a very close range. Slow-mos to the ready, Milos, Goran. If you think Colgate on the count of 3. On the count of 3 for Colgate. Colgate sticking to oral because they do oral best. Did you vote? Okay, good. I missed it because someone literally hit me right in the face. I'm going to have to sit down. Oh my God. Okay. I beg you for homework. For homework, I want all of you, if you actually threw a ball, I want you to go to the Museum of Failure. I want you to go page by page and say, that's crap, that's crap. What can we learn from that crap? What can we learn from that crap? What can we learn from that crap? It's a beautiful site. The Museum of Failure is in Sweden, where all weird things live. So, speaking of Sweden, we're going to get a little bit nuts. Provocation. This is my firecracker content theory. I'm still trying to prove it, so be nice. I would say the content that I think is firecracker content that answers the firecracker questions has a little bit of provocation, a freaking ton of originality, is playful as hell, and finally, at the end, you're just like, God, I didn't see that coming. I did not see that coming. So this is my pops. I'm going to prove it to you with some examples. What questions add tension to your content? In the same way when I was dancing like an idiot on stage and I almost danced into the post, where is the moment of tension? And I want you guys to know that I respect you. I respect you in the fact that your clients have rational needs. I respect the fact that they need you to be thinking about all these things. They need you to be thinking about price, about what other people think in reviews, list posts. Barbara sat here on this exact stage and was telling us about the power of list posts for SEO, as were a couple others. These are the rational ones. If you don't mind, park that for a second and go with me on an emotional journey to what I'm calling Italy's shadow. Do you see Italy's gray shadow? Do you see it? Italy's gray shadow is Albania, because this is a map of all the IKEA stores. And IKEA is not in Albania, and help me with the country above it, Bosnia. However, there may be plans. This is the IKEA Nedim wheel. The Nedim wheel, these are the top questions asked of IKEA. This is the firecracker. This is the absolute firecracker that you guys could go make content with right now. It's provocative, it's original, it's playful, and it's surprising. Have any of you ever gone to a shop that sells furniture because you're married and you want to or not married, you're living with someone, and you want to get furniture that you both like? Has anyone done that? Okay. Whether it's IKEA or not, this is their problem. People go there to fight. One lady, and I was doing a thing at LinkedIn, and she was like, I actually say to my husband, do you want to go to IKEA right now? When I'm really got a problem with him, I'm like, do you really want to go to IKEA right now with me? Is that really where we're going? I can't believe it. And what they've done is they've made stuff of it. They've got a horror store. They've got an actual novel that was written around IKEA. They realize that some people think, wait a second, how do you put this thing together? I don't even know how to put it together. Well, instead, they just bought TaskRabbit, and if you just want someone else to put your thing together, just literally push one button, and the guys from TaskRabbit come and do it for you. Even better, they recognize countries. When they come to Tirana, they're going to ask you guys, literally every one of you, what you guys think of them. When they did this a month ago in India, the Indians, you know what they told them? They're like, no. We don't put things together. It's not in our culture. So they said, fine. They had 75 Indian employees go to Sheffield in England to launch the Sheffield store. They came back from England and said, our people are not going to put this crap together. They're just not going to do it. So what did they do? They solved a problem culturally, locally. They got these rickshaws that are run on natural, like electric rickshaws, and they put this stuff together and they take it to your house. Not a single Indian will ever put together anything from IKEA. It's just not allowed. That's because they know their culture. They're asking the questions, the firecracker ones. And the tip I have from this is go right now, not right now, but after tonight, and find that most irritating thing. That most irritating thing that your customers, the guys have showed you loads of tools on how to do that, but I'd like for you to go to most irritating and have a brainstorm on that. Also, I want you to think culturally. I can't reject the fact that brands have a place in this culture and that my book was a part of helping that. So I still go back to where does culture fit into the mix. I think I'm going to give away one of these balls because some people just don't want to come drink with me, I can tell. So I'm going to give this ball away. I want one person to shout out the next visual I show you. I want you to shout out what the hell it has to do with IKEA. Are you ready for this? That means you look at the picture and you just say, this is what it has to do with IKEA, and just shout it out. Are you ready? Carpet. What? I have to give it to my boy Vaskin because you were the first freaking one. I tried to look for other people. So what are you saying about the carpet? Explain it.
Carpet is from
You think that some product designer from the Game of Thrones went to IKEA, ripped a freaking hole out of 4 of them, sewed them together to have a coat for that dude. That's what you think. Yes. That's ballsy, but that's also destroying property. IKEA wouldn't do that, or maybe they freaking would. Amazing. Keep it up till the end of the talk. Find a super engaged but niche tribe and just own that. Whatever it is, you don't have to keep it up. That might get annoying. Again, originality. How to ask what if to create a unique point of view. Here we go. This is a shocker. Do you really think a brand can change the world? Seriously? Okay, I'll let someone want to take a picture of that, so I'll do that. I said no. I said no, thank you. I said no, thank you to IKEA because I did not believe it, and then they showed me this box. This box is the best. It's what fits in a refugee tent that is the best refugee tent. It keeps cool when it needs to be cool. It keeps hot when it needs to be hot. People are starting home businesses out of it. It can be torn down quickly. It can be raised up quickly. Yes, I hate to admit it, but this brand has a purpose and it's changing the world. But some of you are thinking as I wrap up in the next 5 minutes or so, John, that's great, but you just pointed out to all of us that we don't even exist. IKEA doesn't even exist in our country. Can you not show me some quick and clever ideas? Fine. What if you were in the Netherlands and you have a problem with teens walking out in the street and you have a bike culture and bikes are just like plowing them down because they're texting? Well, you put the traffic light on the ground. That is just a little bit of tech. That is not a big deal. What if you use fun and games to inspire loyalty? What if you use joy? What if you actually come to grips with the fact that joy, and you heard it here first, joy is the most shareable emotion. It's what makes content go viral. I first was in Albania 17 years ago. I lied to you, I was in Macedonia. We went over the border from Skopje into Albania. There's a group of mountains on the border of Macedonia and Albania, and we had the best time there. I still remember it, but it wasn't the theft. The theft is where I think, is that the way I pronounce it? Theft? Theft. That thing, that's really funny for this. The theft. This is my Albanian moment of joy. Vaskin, after we do our little Harley ride, we're going to actually Harley ride to the thefts. And he is going to show me my moment of my joy. Only by Land Rover. Can we not get there by Harley?
No.
Oh, that's ridiculous. We need to be back by 9 because I owe a lot of people some beer. Okay, we'll do it. We'll work it out. This is my moment of joy. I want your brands to sit right here in the passion I feel about one day someone, maybe one of you, inviting me to this place. There is a lookout overlooking the Theth Mountains. I want to go there. That's where I'm going to feel my joy. I know some of you are going to be like, oh, that's actually a crappy place. But for me as a tourist, that's what I want to see. So please allow me to have a little bit of fun for once. So this is another example. This is my local coffee shop. I want you to go right now to the coffee shop in your neighborhood and suggest this. Say, don't give out loyalty cards. Loyalty cards are for the birds. Actually do a loyalty wheel. So here it is. I took my boy into the restaurant, and I'm like, dude, I'm like freaking addicted to coffee. I come in here all the time. I have won the right from having 10 coffees in a row, which made me, you think I'm energetic. Imagine 10 in a row. 10 coffees in a row, I let him do this. Come on. Yes!
Free coffee, very good.
Woohoo! Yep. I was so pumped. We won 3 free coffees. But as you can see on the wheel, look on the wheel. The wheel actually has booby prizes. You could win tap water. So you're risking your free coffee that you get but you're actually getting a chance to win loads of stuff if you're willing to risk it. That is actually just appealing to people's curious natures. I waited to spin the wheel till my boy was there because I knew he would love it. I think this is a cheap-ass idea that we could go do tomorrow, or we could just have a brainstorm around the concept of the idea. That excites me to no end. And then finally, surprise, man, and I love this because I love meat. I've never had a bad plate of meat in this country or anywhere in the Balkans. There is a place that serves meat in America. It's called Skip's Kitchen. You get your burger, and they come to the table before you've paid, and they get these out. They're like, oh my God. They get a deck of cards, and they just fan them like that, yeah? And then they say, pick any card. Any card. No, pick any card. Here, do you mind, lady that's staring at me, picking a card? I'm going to risk. Okay, look at my man. Is that the Joker? No. Okay, then you lost. So I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. This is a token for you if you do want to talk to me afterwards. If you pick the Joker, and you know, it's a card deck, there's 52 options, right? And one of them's a Joker, you get that maths, right? If you get the Joker, your whole meal with all your friends, everything's free. They have people actually letting other people in line in the shop go before them because they're like, oh no, I'm sure if I let more people go, there'll be fewer cards and I'm probably going to get the Joker. It's a simple little idea, but it appeals to this constant curiosity thing in our brains. And I want you to do that. I want you to come up with ideas for now, ideas for wow, and ideas that might take a little more effort. This is those ideas I just shared you. I shared these with you. You ain't going to come up with a refugee tent today, but you could come up with a Skip's Kitchen, an artisan coffee, or a Dutch traffic light on the ground. I promise you can. Those are firecracker ideas. This is a framework repeat, and I'm going to summarize because I'm getting tired. I want you to be provocative with your content. I want you to be original, playful, and surprising. And here, my moment of zen, my final tips, if you'll allow me here, just in case someone missed it. That is my hypothesis, and I'll talk to you about it over beers if you disagree with me totally. But these are my final tips, and then we're literally going to kick this place to shreds. We really will. These are my final tips that I've gathered. People are freaking self-centered, you know? It's the oh wow, I didn't hit anyone, except for V. People are self-centered, appeal to it, think about that. Everyone's caring. I'm just going to walk off this stage and wonder, A, did I go over time, and B, did any of it make sense? I'm just really selfish like that. I'm worried about myself. Find your angle. If you're artisan coffee, your thing is the wheel. Spin that freaking wheel. Tell it in your own way. Then, use technology. Use technology to make you better, just like the Major League Soccer team created an app for me that helps me tweet in real time and select all the pictures of all the soccer teams from the fans, and I can just say, yes, crap, yes, yes. Put fun first. I mean, there's nothing, if you fight me on this one, I'm going to be angry, but I would say all human beings are indeed human, and they like fun. Be a gift giver. Make it seem like this guy, Neil from Ramp, I hope his name is Neil because he was brilliant, Ramp t-shirts. He was just like giving those personalized emails while the Be It Cold, they were gifts, and he was engaging with fans. Plan slow to create quick. Have these sessions around creating, Sharknadoes. Plan it out, and when the real time comes, you'll be ready. Here we go. My moment of zen. Satsi, can you come up on stage with me, please? This is success and failure, firecracker curiosity, and 4 epic gifts, and then we're literally going to kick the crap out of this whole place. Here we go. You stay there. Don't get too close. Actually, you're blocking the screen. You stay there. So, this is what I want you to stop doing. I want you to don't blame if you try all these tools that Barbara and Nadim and all the guys were talking about, and it messes up, don't blame the tool. That's like catching a fly ball in baseball thinking, oh, like that, and it's just like, wait a second. If you catch it with a plate of nachos and a beer, it ain't going to work out. Look at her face. She looks like, oh my God, why did that not work out? Don't blame the tools. If you blame the tools, you're the tool. You're the tool if you blame the tools. Then When you admit it, when you fail, when your idea, Satsi, sucks, admit it. Oh, I'm coming your way, baby. I am coming your way. When you get a good thing and it appeals to people's generosity and to their selfishness and their passions, like we got Milos is a freaking gamer. Guy, like, I would think he has no social life, but he does. And someone loved the Nintendo Wii, put it on that Drake video, call me on my cell phone. And they just literally put a little Nintendo Wii thing right there, went viral because they put their own personality into it. And finally, here we go. I want your fans to be drawn to you like I'm drawn to this beautiful woman. Like, if this was an escalator, I would be drawn to her and like sticking with her and then back, sticking with her and then back, sticking with her and back. Here we go. Please, someone give me a high five afterwards and tell me your story. You deserve the highest of fives for putting up with this conference because it's been brilliant. There we go. Request it from me and I'll give it. These are your books that you have for homework. I literally stole everything I just talked about from these books. Frickin' ripped it off. Absolute thief. Here it is. My moment of zen. I'm going to strip down because I'm hot. My moment of zen. Oh no. It's going to, I have a tail. It's my mic cord. My favorite moment of this conference was the tiger. And I would like for Gertie, Satsi, and Darko to come up on stage, please. This is my moment of zen. I'm done. I'm freaking done. But believe it or not, I've also done it again because I've been asked out to a second conference in a row, which rarely happens. I never get invited back by these lovely people. Gertie, Satsi, and Darko, I think you guys have done it again. Like, you have literally done it again. Thank you. Everyone bow. Everyone bow. That's me. Fala Mindaret, which is obviously pronounced correctly. And connect with me on LinkedIn. Oh, I forgot you were there, sorry. Connect with me on LinkedIn, and there's a hidden challenge, and I will make you a personalized something or the other. Not as cool as a t-shirt, but nevertheless, go for it. Thank you. If you got a token, come, and I'm going to give you the secret bar that I'm going to tonight to lavish you with local beer or wine. Thank you so much. Let's praise these people.
Oh my God, he's sweat. May we have one big applause for Jon. Thank you, Jon, for closing this day. And thank you for being with us until the end of the conference.